Should anime be gatekept? No. The answer is no. I don't even know why people wondered how I would answer this. Anime is allowed to shift and change, but I do have some qualms and like things I want to talk about in this video. Also, like, comment, and subscribe. That'll be much appreciated. Please join the Anime Corner where we talk about things wherever we want to talk about them. I 100% understand the people that are like, hey, I don't like all these normies in my anime circle. And I get them. I get them because I have an issue with the people that only watch one anime. I 100% do not get that. It is one of those things that like bother me, and it's always one of the big three, and they only reference and talk about the big three. Like most of the time, the big three was in like the background, and we were watching other things on top of other things, like Sword Art Online, Excel World. There was so many other animes coming out with fire, and like the big three was just like dessert, you know? Like our dinner was like Cowboy Bebop and all these other animes. I also really hate when people have an issue with the growing morality that is trying to speak about anime. This is something that like comes to be the crux of the argument of how anime needs to stay within its own cultural context. Because one thing that like I want to just put out there, there's a lot of messed up stuff that happens in the anime community and like happens in anime. Now, I also want to tell you, we should get rid of all that. We should get rid of overworking mangakas. We should get rid of the, obvious stuff. Like, I'm just gonna hint it, put it on the screen. Can't really say those words. These are things that are important and they need to change. Anime doesn't lose anything by losing these things. That's most important. And the shifting morality and the more eyes on the story makes that more and more important. Like, I am never gonna watch Kenshin, and that's okay. I think what's really happening in this idea of groups needing to be gatekept is it feels as though people are not respecting the importance of being well learned to being seasoned in anime. Like, it's hard to talk to people who only like one anime. I'm not gonna lie to you. It is very hard to talk to people who have not seen what all sorts of different genres have to offer you. That's hard for me. I'm not even gonna lie to you. It's not the easiest anymore. Because back when I was younger, I used to talk to people about anime, and when they spoke about things, I loved someone who loved Fruit Basket. You know why? Because they used to read the comic magazines that would come out in the United States about shoujo, and they were obsessed with Nana and so many other stories. It feels like most people find their favorite and no longer venture out to see what else is out there. Now, that's just a symptom. Some people die for their art, while some people just want to take a little swim and pop out whenever they feel like it. Anyone's journey is their own, and I have no personal issue with that. Anime is something that's been a part of my life for so entirely long that I can't even really debate if I'm gonna watch it for the rest of my life, because I am. There's still stories that matter to me. There's still things that I have not seen. There's a growing list of animes that finished that I never even got the chance. And there's also animes that I missed growing up because, just wasn't paying attention. Anime used to be this very insular niche community, and now it's growing to the world wide, and that's okay. That's totally okay. I do think we should allow stories to be what they are, but anime should change, and that's okay too. I think what should be pushed now that we are in this place is, if you're a part of this community, we should have some recommendations for you. If you like this, you should try out these other things. We should push the culture forward. We should have more people know that if you like some darker seinen, if you like Black Lagoon, you need to see darker than black. You should have people know what's out there, and we should educate them. If you loved Cowboy Bebop, man, do I have Trigun for you. There's so many different avenues and rabbit holes that we should just facilitate people to be interested in, because now that this anime thing is becoming so much more widespread, there's more art we get to share with others and more beautiful conversations that we get to have. I want to be a part of that fundamental place where I recommend people things and I get to talk about the stories that I love. Don't even get me started on how much I could talk to you about Black Lagoon. I literally wake up every day and think of a new idea I could talk about when it comes to Black Lagoon. But I can't do that because the entire channel would probably die if I did that.
What do you want on your tombstone, cocksucker?
Why don't you write? There's no cure for a fool with a gun.
Well, Rock, goodbye.
Though there is a video I could make and I think I could swing it. Anime is a rabbit hole. It is something that you should venture into. It is something that could take up all your time and reinvent your personal philosophies and give you a new lease on life. I believe that wholeheartedly, and I think we all should venture into that, especially when we have so many different people interested. We should be like, hey, you should see this. We should also have anime watching clubs. I don't know. I'm seeing the brighter side on this because now we have more people that want to be the anime nerds that had on the cat ears or doing caramel dancing or so many other references from Full Metal Alchemist. Listen, man, there's an endless plethora of things we could share with each other. We also should share Gurren Lagann. If you go through grief, we should share that each season has a banger that'll change your life and make you feel like this is something that's worth spending hours out of my life giving. I don't know. I struggle with the idea of having to gatekeep because these stories from Vagabond to Slam Dunk to Haikyuu changed my life and made adulthood way easier. Let me just tell you. And I'm stuck in it for the foreseeable future unless I don't know, life just don't life anymore. I don't think gatekeeping is the right answer to a shift in attention. I think now we should give people a chance to walk into our favorite spaces and allow them to figure it out from there. I want conversations to be a little bit more constructive. I want anime to be an adventure that we're allowing or giving other people the chance to partake with us. I love talking about animes I love and recommending them to people. And I love seeing animes that I love being put out into the space and getting the appreciation that they deserve. I think that's what anime is all about, or at least appreciating art, because anime is art and it is no different from art and its need to be appreciated, and the more eyes the better. So that's just personally how I feel. Thank you for making it to the end of the video. Do you feel as though I'm wrong? You can gladly tell me if I'm wrong. I'm sure there's tons of issues with not gatekeeping and how it can destroy the art form and make things very strange, which I'm there with you, but I don't necessarily think that can truly exist as long as people actually love the art form, I think you can't destroy something if there's real people engaging in real conversation over real art. So that's just how I feel. Disagree, agree, like, comment, and subscribe so you can disagree more. Take care and be well.